to the second week of our Python programming class. Free basic Python programming class. We're at the second week for those of you who don't know. Now, if you check the attendance, some have already missed probably 2 classes, remaining 1 chance for you. Then your name will be removed from the attendance. So we are going to continue from where we stop. Please, you stop making noise, and you are not allowed to make call here. If you want to make call, you can excuse yourself, you go out, you make the call. Okay, last week you have to stop making noise, and you should look for someone who have system. You sit closer to the person that have system. We are trying to, before we continue, please, if you Python last week, those of you that have already started, we started talking about, talking to Python. That means using Python last week, and we start with keyword in Python. What are keyword? Reserved word in Python, and we mentioned that Python have several keywords, and we said those keywords cannot be created as variable names. They cannot be formed as what variable names, those keywords. And all the keywords are written in small letter except true, false, and none. We also say that there is what we call identifier. In Python, we say the name of a variable, function, class, object, the names to recognize those things are called identifier. Identifier is nothing but a name used to identify something. And we said they have several rules in writing those identifiers. We mentioned them, and we asked you to do the exercise. That was practical. And we now mentioned that length does not matter when creating a variable in Python. And we said that you cannot create a variable and start with number. You cannot say one name, but you can say name one. You can end with number, and then you don't give space when creating a variable name. You join them together or use underscore to separate them. And we said for you to be logical in creating your variable, you need to be naming your identifier with the name of the value or something that you are going to do, the type of program you're going to. Maybe, for example, you want to create a variable name of person, then the identifier should be name. If it is fruit, it should be fruit. If it is object, and so on. We talk about instance in variable, and I told you that you shouldn't bother about this. Maybe later on you understand what we mean by instance, because instance usually come when you want to create a function and class. And I say within the class you have an object, and use self to start a class. So this one, as you go on, you will understand them. So I don't know if we treated module packages. I will say use lowercase and short name better. I think we've done all this one, right? Now we'll continue from quotation marks, right? Where did we stop? There is what we call quotation marks in Python, and quotation marks are used for string. String. When we talk about string in Python, we mean letters or alphabet are called string. So, and if you use a string to a if you use a quotation to a number, it becomes a string in Python. Now, for example, Now we have what's called double quotation. We have double quotation, cool. We have what? Single quotation. So in Python, you can use all, we have what called multiple quotation. Now, if I said, let's say probably I said Fatima. Now, if I write Fatima in this quotation, because it is Fatima, Fatima is a string, it's letter, right? Alphabet. So you must include a quotation. If there is no quotation, Python will say error, syntax error. So when you want to create an alphabet string, an alphabet letter is called a string, you must include what? Quotation. If there is no quotation, it will say what? Error. But if it is number, you don't need quotation. For example, 1, 2, 3. No need of quotation. But I can decide to use single quotation. No problem. You can decide to use single quotation. I can decide to use multiple quotation. No problem. It's still the same. It will do. But the only problem here is that multiple quotation are usually used when you want to create a lengthy text. Most then use multiple quotation, lengthy. But if you create, if you put a number inside a quotation, it becomes a text. For example, 1, 2, 3. Now this is not a number. Python will see it as a text, not number. If you put a number inside a quotation, Python will not say error. It is not error, but it will read it as what? A text, not number. So you cannot say 1, 2, 3 plus in quotation plus 1, 2, 3 in quotation. It will not give you the answer. It will only add them together. And you see maybe 1, 2, 3, another 1, 2, 3. But it will not say 123 plus 120. It will not do that because there is what? Quotation. Include quotation to number, it becomes what? Text, string, or alphabet. Now, we give you example. For example, with now what you are going to do, hope your Tony is on. Strings work in Python, and we've looked at some examples. So I believe no one have any issue when printing it. Okay, but you do not talk. Right now before you move, because we are moving, nobody will have time for you to come back again. So what's the problem? Read. You take it up, down, there is still other error down. No. You did not open this thing on. Print. I love mango. Maybe there is something you did that we cannot see. So, okay, it's this one. So, cancel it and write it again. That's the reason why it's not in black eye. Sorry, it's highlighted black instead of green. It means it is not recognized this thing that you did. Maybe instead of to do double quotation, you now click 1, 1. Do it again. Let's look at statement in Python. A statement is an instruction that Python executes. What I say you should do, you've written a statement. It's a statement in Python. Any program you write, we call it a statement. So it's just that you follow the syntax rule. That's the rule of Python to write it for you to have a good statement. Now, they said, example, if age is greater than 18, print adult. Python has statement like if, for, while, break, and assignment. So don't confuse yourself, or you understand this, right? So this one is just an example of statement. But even though you don't understand the program, there's no problem, right? But let me give you a good example. We can decide to say create a variable age, right? I will say now, we'll create a variable age, and we'll say let's give it the age 23. Cool. And now if we now come down, if we now say if age co greater than 18, print adult. But the adult will be in what? In quotes, because it is what? A string. Okay. Now if you do a program like this, what will it print? Because you said if age you said age is equals to what? A variable. You created a variable age, and the age of the person is what? 23. You now said that if age is greater than 18, it should print adult. It means that the person is an what? Adult. So the age, is it greater than 18? Is 23 greater than 18? So it means that it will print what? Adult. If it is not greater than 18, it will not print anything. It will leave it like this. Or you can say, there's what called if statement. You see it. While statement. Else if. You can say else if this thing. If you can do this, you start writing small program. Now if you do this one, you are trying to write a program that, okay, maybe you have 5 people. You then say, okay, anybody that is age is greater than 18, please print what? Adult. So automatic, for instance, if you follow one step, you program them at once, then it will go through and see which one is what? Greater than what? 18. Then you now say adult. Mariam adult, Aisha adult, this adult. So let's do it. No automatic. Look at the indenting. Since it is a program, after writing print, the if should have an indentation. Probably it starts from age. So you indent it. So let me open my tune. Have you Kunjara? But you can stay there to help her before. Now in Python, there is a statement like if statement. So there is what's called multi-line statement in Python. Multi-line statement. When a statement is too long, you can write it on many lines using brackets, square bracket, or curly brackets. Example, my color. So when you have multiple line statement, you can write it using this, because if you open the bracket, you must have to close the bracket. Either of them, either the square bracket, curly bracket, or the normal bracket. Now, before I ask you to do something, a multi-line statement in Python is used when a single line of code is too long and will be easier to read if writing on several lines. Python allows this when the statement is placed inside parentheses, square bracket, or curly braces. And Python automatically understands that the code continues on the next line. For example, a long list can be written across multiple lines to improve readability. Another way to continue a long line is by using a backslash at the end of the line, which tells the Python to continue reading the statement on the next line, although using bracket is usually clearer and preferred. You know backslash, right? So we can decide to create a variable, and we can say my underscore color. I made a mistake in my spelling. Let's say you open a bracket and you said yellow, comma, pink, and so on and so on. You can write it differently when it is multiple. So even when it reaches down, you will not close this. When you have multiple lines, maybe you have a statement that is long. So when it is the bracket that Python now use to know that, yeah, and to know that it's the same program. You know, when you open the bracket, you have to include everything you want to do before you close. So even though it's going to the next line, as long as it's one bracket that is open and you now close, then Python understand. Then they are not saying you can use a backslash. I don't know my system, the keyboard. Sorry. Not this one, no. The other one. Inamaichini. But it is incorporated. Constant keyboard in a shida bonita. Let me show them. Yeah, this one. So I can say, I love, then you cut it. Maybe you continue. This in Python will know that it's everything. But for now, what they want you to know is just the open bracket and close bracket for now.
Under that, I want to ask questions. Now, what if the segment is not long? And what you continue on the same line?
It will do.
Different statements, and it's not long. Like this one now, I love mango, and I love mango, then I love egg. They are different statements. But maybe this line and this line, not them to continue on the same line like this.
Hey, no problem. If you want it on the same line, and you can write in the same line straight. Yeah, it will still do. As long as it's the same thing you want to do.
Two different words. No, it's a
Hey, what I'm saying, those two different words, or is it the same program or you want a different program?
I mean, on the same line.
I don't understand.
Okay, let's say this is I love mango now. This is one statement here. But this one is two. I love mango and egg. Is another statement.
I love mango.
Is one statement.
I love mango and egg. So you want all of them to be in the same line. And that's what I'm saying, meaning that you want it to be in the same program. And it's possible now. You just write, I love mango. Then in quotation, comma, I love an egg in another quotation. And bracket. No, if it is, you cannot give it to two brackets. All of them will have one single, but it's only quotation that they will have different. Meaning, wannan bai gama shiga? To, shi kenan. Okay. Now there is what's called indentation in Python. That's what we have done already. Indentation in Python. Already the program that you did is an example of indentation. That one that have if statement. Because if you do not indent it, it's not going to work. So Python uses indentation, that spaces instead of what curly braces. A block of code must be indented the same way. Use for space, not tab. So it's advisable for you not to use the tab of your system, but rather use for space, maybe shift up to 4 times. That's the indentation. You understand? But probably even though you use the tab, sometimes it will work. But mostly it's what shift 4 times is the indentation. So if you're using phone 2, now this is an example of a program, and they created a function which is def tool underscore rental fit. This is the variable names, and they say this, and they say fees equals to 10 times this. If this is greater than 7, fees is minus equals to 10. If this is greater than or equals to 3, fees minus equals to 5, return fees. Now, what will this program do? This program will do, what it will do is that they talk about, that's the reason why we said when creating a variable, you should create an identifier that will make sense. Now, from the identifier now, they say, now this def that you are seeing, when creating any program, you must define it. That def is the defined, it's like that. But the underscore rental fees, meaning that probably is rent of something, cool? Yeah, why? So now they now say fees is 10 times this, cool? Now, if this is greater than or equals to 7, fees minus, I mean, they will have a deduction for you for 10. You have deduction of 10. So, or if you can pay for 3 days, then you have deduction of what, 5, then return fee. So, but then let me clarify something. At this level, you are not expected to do this for advanced class and maybe intermediate when they want to finish. But what they just want you to know here is for you to know that the indentation, let me show you. That's the only thing they want to know here. Here they have called it, right? And they now indent here. Cool? But this is not what you should put more emphasis. But look at it here. Look at this, shows that this is under this, right? Now this if is under this, not this. But this fees is under this. That's why they say, okay, if you meet up with this, then they should deduct 10 minus 10 for you. This elif is under this, meaning that if this is not meet up, then you do this. This another thing you do separate, but all of them are under this first indenting. But this fees minus 5 is under this elif. Then return fees is under the definition because all of them. So it is just the indentation they want you to know here at this stage. The what? The I don't understand. If in its English is just else. If, just like you want to say else. If that's the elif, Python will look at it as elif, but our programming you write else if. but Python is elif. Yana nufin cewa ko kuma ba in wancan ba a samu ba to ai wannan ko kuma wannan. So you just like you're talking to its normal talk. You understand? Just like if you have 10 naira, what we did is not for you to understand the program at this stage. It's for you to just know how indentation exists in Python. Especially when you want to, what you just did, you created a function. That def, D-E-F, is for you to define something. It's usually, you call it where you want to create a function. Any function you want to create, you must call that def. Then Python will now store it that you've created a function. So whenever you're doing your program, you can use it to call it at any stage. But at this stage, it's not for you to know what it works. Just know the indentation that whenever you're creating a function, there should be an indentation. And that indentation, anything you indent under something, it means that they are the same. They are part of this thing. Okay. You can take a chair from outside and bring it inside. Comments are simple notes. Now, okay, we've done comments already. I said when you want to create a comment, use what? Hashtag, right? Yes. And sometimes when you create that comment, Python will not read it. It will jump it. Comment is meant for you, the programmer, to understand what program you are doing. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Comment is for you, the programmer, to understand even another person is going to read the program to know that, okay, this is what you meant. It's not for the Python. Python will jump, you will skip it. It will not run it. That's why you do comment. It's just like commenting. You are commenting on your program. So use what? Hashtag for comment. And that's why they say comment are simple notes written inside a program to explain what the code is doing or to record important information. They help the programmer remember the purpose of the code and make it easier for other programmers to understand the program later. Even after many months or years in Python, a comment starts with the hashtag and Python completely ignores that line when running the program. Python will ignore it. It will not run with it. Now, one of the important aspects of you including a comment is that sometimes you write a program after several years, 20 years, 10 years, you want to come back to that program and understand what you did. If there is no comment, because the program might be much, you will forget about it or you will not know what it's saying. But with comment, you know, oh, this program is about school management, this thing, or it is about data, or it's about examination or something like that. So we say you create a comment by what? Hashtag. So how do you do it? Look at it. You start any comment, you start with the hashtag, automatic. Now, by giving a hashtag like this, so anything you write, even though you write rubbish, it will not show error because Python will jump it. It will not run it. Python will not run it. So let's say, for example, this program is about rental, cool? Then I'll just write house rent. So it means that, okay, meaning that the program I'm doing now is about house rent. So this is for me. Python do not know about it. This hashtag will stop Python to know it, to ignore it. So you find that the color will even change. So write a comment. Just write a comment in your Python or Tony and run. So first thing, you can start afresh in a place. Create a variable name addition and store 2 plus 2 inside. But before you create a variable name addition, write a comment addition. Then you now create a variable addition. Then inside the variable, there should be 2 plus 2. Then you print the identifier, that's the variable. You print addition. You understood, they will show you.